Urban farming is necessary on a few levels, okay? Health-wise, it's important to have local produce. Produce that hasn't traveled miles, that hasn't been touched by hundreds of hands, food that's local and has adapted to the environment that you live in. It almost becomes like a natural vaccination because these plants find ways to deal with the toxins in the air, in the water, in the environment, okay, and still be healthy. And this is the same air that you're breathing, the same water that's splashing on you and everything. So when you eat those plants, you find a way to build yourself up the same way. You're supporting the infrastructure, you know, the Philadelphia infrastructure, you know, and business that's happening in your community, you know, and things that are going to exist in your community that might be positive for your children in years to come. So you're invested in that way, you know. And then there's also the problem with food deserts in Philadelphia. We have to travel miles and miles and miles and miles to get fresh food. And so farmers markets and these farms have been able to curb that situation, and people have access to fresh food. Now there's also, you know, we're in a concrete jungle. So you're able to come here and get out of that for a minute, you know, escape that, get your hands in the dirt. And it's very therapeutic, you know. People in stressful economic situations find a lot of stress relief and therapy in coming to the farm and putting their hands in the dirt and working it. I'm not in this for the money. I'm a licensed plumber. I can make good money doing plumbing. And it's all right, but this work here is important because we have serious health issues in our communities. That's all affiliated to diet, you know what I mean? And then you go deeper into diet and you're talking about the food and where it's grown and how it's grown. We have a serious situation with pesticides and the things that they're spraying on these plants, and a direct correlation to how it's affecting people physically and mentally. You see it? And so it's important for us to start to have something that goes against the grain in the right way. You know what I mean? Where we're growing food that comes from your soils, your food is as good as your soil. We spend a lot of time building the soil up here. You know what I mean? We test the soil. We go through means to make sure it's right, so that the vegetables are right, so that when people eat this food, they really heal themselves. You know what I mean? But if you're eating genetically modified organisms, you're not gonna have what your ancestors and your elders had to heal themselves from that food. So collard greens might have worked for them, but it ain't gonna work for you if you eating chemical sprayed, genetically modified, you know what I mean, organisms. And so it's just like on a deeper level and on a deeper level and on a deeper level, it's important for us to get back to the right kind of farming, the right kind of eating, the right kind of living, you know? And so there's no culture without agriculture. And it's important for our culture to develop, to be in tune with this food.